in a country or a university. I want to say this.
Starving in the schools, starving for attention.
Hello people and welcome back to my channel Alive to Tell a Tale. My name is Sharmishta and today I am back with another video. First of all, I would like to thank everybody who has finally listened to me and dropped a comment telling me where they're from. I've got a lot of comments from places like Hyderabad, Mumbai, Delhi, Pune, Vijayawada, Ujjain, Kolkata, Nagpur, Chennai, and of course there are going to be quite a few people from Ireland because the channel was born there. So yeah, thank you for the pan-India audience. I think there are a few people from the US, from Dubai, from Sri Lanka and a few more places. So I'm really happy and nothing but grateful. I did a poll on Instagram. I actually gave all the students an option to choose from if they wanted to see something that is related to study abroad or study in Ireland, and the other option was to see if anybody wants to see anything fun. So with a very minor difference, study abroad won. So here I am going to talk about yet another important aspect of studying abroad, of the whole process of choosing your university. For everybody who's disappointed about this boring choice, a fun video is going to come up followed by this one. Okay, so I get a lot of questions on Instagram asking, I got an admission at UCD and then I got an admission at DCU, which one should I pick? I wish the answer to this question was as easy as they asked me. So I thought, why not make a detailed, informative video on this topic as to how do you choose your university. First things first, I know you guys are very smart and intelligent and you guys can work your way through the whole process of applying for a university and making it abroad, but I would highly recommend you to get professional help. A lot of you guys ask me, and I am as good as you when it comes to such things, but I am not a professional. So I would highly recommend you to go to a consultant. The whole idea is to talk to a consultant, tell them all about your academic background, your scores, your interests and what your goals are, and then leave the professionals to do the job of spotting and shortlisting universities and courses for you. It's just a better way to do it instead of doing it yourself. So a quick reminder, if any one of you is wanting to save yourself from paying ridiculous amounts of fees to consultations like 70k or 80k and prices like that, then please go to the description box below and click on the link. You'll find a Google form, just fill the form and somebody from my team will get in touch with you and help you end to end at very reasonable prices. Trust me when I'm saying this. Okay, moving on. There is no hard and fast rule that you apply to just one course in one university. If you are seeing the modules and you like more than one course from the same university, then just go ahead and ask your consultant to apply it on behalf of you. This is just going to increase the chances of you getting into that university. If you're rejected in one course, you might make it to the other. Now say you applied for 3 courses in Ireland and you got into 2 and got rejected in the 3rd one. Now how do you make a choice? How do you decide which university is the best? How do you compare? Here's where I'm going to tell you what are the factors based on which you can compare the universities and the courses and make the final decision. First and foremost, the course. You have to make sure that the course you got into is genuinely what you wanted to study and not a compromised course, because you might end up getting into the university that you've always wished to get into, but I'm sure you don't want to get stuck with a course that you are not entirely happy with because you're going to study it for one entire year. So make sure that the course you're choosing is what absolutely fits into your requirement. So out of India, the biggest advantage that you have when you're picking a course is that you can customize it and how you have the choice to pick courses that you are unlikely to find to do them individually in India. So you're giving yourself a chance to study what you want for the second time after your undergraduation. So I would say that even if it's a switch of career or you're following the same stream, make sure you're picking the right course because you're going to live with it now. I know that in most cases, student visa is the only way for somebody to move from India to another country. But I also know for a fact that there are so many people who really want to study, who want to do their masters, who love being a student, love the research, love the whole process of educating themselves. So this is where picking the right course is the most important. It plays a major role, and I hope that you put in all your attention to detail into picking it. Now you applied for many courses and many universities and you got into a few. Now how do you decide which one to go for? This is where the ranking system comes into play. This is where you will have to research about the university and their ranking in terms of where they stand globally among all the other universities that are available in the whole world. So there are two avenues that I can tell you where you can go and check your university ranking. Number one is the QS World University Ranking, and number two, Times Higher Education. These two places you can highly rely on. You can go there and check the ranking of the university. There are a few times where the courses are also ranked. So I think both of these places will help you gauge where they stand on the global level properly. Why is this important? Why is ranking important? I'd like to give you an example. So if I am given the opportunity to get into a not so famous university but in a big country, I would not go for it. Rather, I would go into a not so famous or a big country but a very renowned and a reputed university that competes with all the other best universities and courses in even other fields in the world. So you get my point? So when I did my masters in marketing from UCD, masters in marketing from UCD was ranked 15th in the whole world that particular year. It makes a huge difference. It might or might not give you the guarantee of getting a job, but it definitely increases the standards of the exposure that you get by studying in these universities and by studying these courses from whom you are studying, I mean your professors. All this plays a very huge role in getting you that exposure, that standard of exposure. It's just going to change your life as a professional. Whenever you get a job, wherever you get a job, those standards will reflect in the way you work. To check the rankings of the business schools specifically, you can go and check it on Financial Times. The third point, you need to check in what category does your university fall in. It's important to research if the university you got into is a public university or a private university. Now it's not like how it works in India. Now in India, all the public and the government universities or colleges or any institution that is government or public has slightly lower standards as compared to the private ones. Here in India, the private institutions have very high standards in all aspects, but it is the exactly opposite what happens abroad. So the public universities or the government universities abroad have access to higher funding, because of which their standards are very high in comparison to the private ones. So if I am given the choice to choose between a public and a private, I would definitely go for a public university. Having said that, for example, Stanford University, it is a private university, but it is one of the most prestigious universities somebody can get into. So these are certain exceptions, which is why I say do your research. It's important to find out that the university you're going into, what university is it? Is it public? Is it private? What standards they offer in terms of education? Do they have access to enough funds that will allow the students who study there get access to more resources that could help them pursue their course properly? So yeah, there is another exception in this category. There are a lot of public universities in Germany. If you meet certain criteria for a few particular courses in these universities, if you're qualified, then you will get waived off all the fee, like 100% waiver off happens. Like it's a fully sponsored or a scholarship, 100% scholarship course. So that's all about the third. Going abroad is not the most important thing. Going abroad and studying in one of the most reputed universities is the most important thing. Now the fourth and the most important point is country. Now you applied, you have the admission, you've made a choice of university, but it all bottoms down to the country you're going to. I say this because say you want to finish your course and settle there. Say you want to know the probability of you securing a job in terms of the course you have completed. Say you want to extend your visa, be sponsored eventually and settle down there forever. All these will lead you to pick the right country. Now, like in my previous videos, I talked about how critical it is for somebody to settle in Ireland until and unless they have equipped themselves into all the criteria that it will need somebody to settle there. So I think if you are with goals and ambitions to like leave India and then never come back and then stay there, get PR, become a citizen, then it's very important that you research enough about a country. Very soon I am going to sit and compare countries and country educations here on my channel, so stay tuned. This was a quick video helping you guys with quick tips on to how to pick the right university, how to research that if you got an admission in a certain university, if that's the choice you have to make or not. I hope this was helpful. Now don't come back to me on Instagram asking ye aur ye mila hai, kaun sa lena hai. You take all these points, compare for yourself and make the decision. I decided that from now on, every 1 week or every alternate week, I will be doing a Q&A on Instagram, because shooting a video and putting it on YouTube is making me feel a little guilty and making me feel like I'm being a little insensitive. So I'm going to try and answer to all your questions on Instagram. So follow me there. Sharmishta09 is the handle. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel Live to Tell a Tale. Until next time, see you. Bye.